The Royal Guard soldiers protecting the British Monarchy's grandiose residences are not the people you mess around with. These exceptional blokes, chosen from the top regiments of the British military, are already up to the neck with foolish tourists and pesky pranksters, testing their patience.
Get off the road! Stand back to the King's Lifeguard!
Clearly, the stress of their job keeps them on the edge all the time, and this often leads to either hilarious or downright scary reactions
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
in response to inappropriate behavior by the public that usually end up being caught on camera.
Get up!
So let's dig in and see for ourselves how 20 royal guards handled some incredibly awkward encounters. Number 20. Tourist Startles. Buckingham Palace. Guard, a tourist visiting Buckingham Palace, had a startling encounter with a king's guard, resulting in a viral TikTok video that garnered over 25 million views. In the video, posted on the account The King's Guard Official, the tourist is seen standing beside the armed guard, attempting to take a photograph. However, the situation takes a dramatic turn when the tourist inadvertently touches the guard, triggering an abrupt and stern reaction from him. Brandishing his formidable sword, the guard suddenly bellows, "Do not touch the King's Lifeguard."
Do not touch the King's Lifeguard!
The tourist, visibly shaken by the unexpected outburst, recoils in fear, while some TikTok users defended the guard's actions, asserting that he was simply fulfilling his duty and that tourists should not treat the guards as mere attractions. Others criticized the severity of his response. According to Londontopia, a British travel blog, the King's Guard is bound by strict regulations, including refraining from speaking or smiling while on duty. However, they are permitted to issue warnings to rule-breaking tourists. One should never touch a member of the Queen's Guard, advises Londontopia. If this occurs, they are authorized to shout warnings to deter such behavior. In instances of aggressive behavior, the guards may even brandish their bayonets.
Get off the rain! Get off the rain!
While many agreed that the tourist should have refrained from touching the guard, some felt that his reaction was overly harsh. One TikTok user questioned the necessity of his loud outburst, suggesting that a calmer approach would have sufficed. Another commenter empathized with the tourists, imagining how they would have reacted in such a situation, admitting that they would have burst into tears. This incident echoes a similar occurrence in February, where a tourist attempted to take a photograph with a guard mounted on horseback.
Get off the road!
Despite the guard's stern command to desist, the tourist persisted in her efforts, prompting an even louder rebuke from the guard. Eventually, the tourist relented and abandoned her quest for a picture. The behavior of tourists towards the King's Guard continues to be a subject of scrutiny and debate,
Stand back for the King's Lifeguard!
with some advocating for greater respect for the guard's duties and boundaries, while others urge for a more understanding and tempered response from the guards themselves. Number 19. Queen's Guard. Another clip brings yet another disrespectful encounter between a tourist and a member of the Queen's Guard, showcasing a troubling trend of inappropriate behavior towards these esteemed soldiers. The Queen's Guard, easily identifiable by their striking red coats and distinctive black hats, often find themselves at the center of attention of tourists visiting the UK. Despite their regal appearance, tourists frequently fail to accord them the reverence they deserve.
Get off the road!
In a recent video captured at Windsor Castle, the disregard for the Queen's Guard's authority is painfully evident. A tourist, emboldened by ignorance or perhaps a misguided sense of humor, begins to mimic the solemn march of one of the guards. Meanwhile, a voice off-camera callously jests about the soldier's firearm malfunctioning, trivializing the solemn duty entrusted to these guards. The situation escalates when the tourist crosses a boundary of respect, and places his hand familiarly on the soldier's shoulder. In response, the guard's stoic demeanor gives way to a stern command, demanding that the tourist step back from the Queen's Guard.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
The tourist's initial bravado swiftly dissipates into panic as he hastily retreats from the guard's authoritative presence. This incident serves as yet another example of the inappropriate behavior that the Queen's Guard must contend with on a regular basis. While not all encounters between tourists and the Queen's Guard result in such confrontations, each disrespectful incident undermines the honor and dignity of these soldiers. Number 18. Buckingham Palace Guard. Buckingham Palace, the epitome of English royalty, is guarded by iconic sentinels known as the Queen's Guards. Despite their solemn duty, they occasionally find themselves in moments that are as embarrassing as they are amusing. In the eyes of many, the Queen's Guards embody the dignity and seriousness of British heritage. Yet to some, they can appear aloof or even irritating with their unwavering stoicism. Unlike the Secret Service, who might swiftly react if provoked, these guards maintain their composure amidst all manner of distractions. Amidst the grandeur of Buckingham Palace, during a routine changing of the guard ceremony, one unfortunate guard's misstep turned into a spectacle. As he trod upon a seemingly innocuous manhole cover, fate intervened, causing him to lose his footing.
During the traditional changing of the guard ceremony in front of Buckingham Palace, one of the Queen's Guards was left pretty embarrassed after he slipped on a manhole cover and fell flat on the ground.
In a moment of sheer misfortune, his elegant stride transformed into a comical slip, reminiscent of a slapstick comedy. What's worse, the entire incident was captured on video by amused onlookers and swiftly circulated on the internet. The video clip, a mere few seconds in length, captures the essence of the mishap in all its hilarity. Each viewing elicits chuckles as the guard's impeccable facade crumbles, quite literally, beneath his feet. For those who witness the clip, it feels like watching a Shakespearean actor stumble mid-soliloquy, a hilarious yet spontaneous scene. Adding to the amusement is the slow-motion footage of the fall. Time seems to stretch, allowing viewers to savor every moment of the guard's descent into embarrassment. Number 17. Edinburgh Castle. Incident. The hilarity doesn't end there. Another incident, this time at Edinburgh Castle, further cemented the Queen's Guard's status as unwitting comedians. In a scene reminiscent of a classic comedy of errors, one guard found himself slipping on the cobbled pathway. However, what followed was unexpected. A fellow guard, breaking character, rushed to his aid. The solemnity of their duty momentarily forgotten, they became characters in a farcical play, much to the delight of bystanders. The embarrassment of these moments is palpable. Imagine being tasked with upholding centuries of tradition and decorum, only to find yourself the subject of laughter and ridicule. Yet amidst the laughter, there lies a profound appreciation for the humanity behind the uniform. These guards, with their rigid discipline and unwavering commitment, are also susceptible to the whims of fate and the follies of human nature. Number 16. Royal Guard collapses. In the scorching summer of 2023, the United Kingdom braced itself for hotter temperatures than usual. While not expected to surpass the record-setting heat of the previous year, forecasts still warned of sweltering conditions.
A balmy September isn't unusual, but pushing above 30 degrees.
Amidst this heat wave, the prestigious Colonel's Review at Horse Guards Parade took center stage, marking the preparations for King Charles's imminent birthday celebrations. However, the intense heat proved too much for 3 British Royal Guards. As the mercury soared to a blistering 30 degrees Celsius, the guards found themselves struggling to endure the stifling weather. In a dramatic turn of events, they collapsed right before the eyes of Prince William, adding an unexpected twist to the proceedings. Captured on video by Reuters, the scenes unfolded dramatically as the guards succumbed to the oppressive heat.
Today in London, the spring heat was too much for at least 3 British Royal Guards. They collapsed during rehearsals for next weekend's celebrations marking King Charles's birthday.
Each instance was a stark reminder of the toll that extreme temperatures can take on even the most resilient individuals. The footage depicted the guards being swiftly attended to and carried away on stretchers as they lay incapacitated on the scorching pavement. Prince William, witnessing the distressing events firsthand, took to Twitter to express his admiration for the guards' unwavering dedication. Despite the challenging circumstances, he commended them for their commitment to duty. In a tweet acknowledging the difficult conditions, Prince William lauded their resilience, emphasizing the immense effort and preparation that had gone into the Colonel's review. His words served as a reminder of the behind-the-scenes efforts required to orchestrate such grand events, particularly amidst the sweltering heat of a summer's day. Number 15. Royal Guard Incident. Mars, Queen's Funeral Procession. On September 15, 2022, early in the morning, Westminster Hall was a solemn scene as Queen Elizabeth's coffin lay in state. Mourners streamed in to pay their respects ahead of her final farewell on September 19. Amongst the somber crowd, guards stood sentinel beside the Queen, their presence a symbol of honor and duty. But on the preceding day, September 14, a dramatic incident disrupted the solemnity of the occasion. During the live broadcast of the funeral proceedings, a royal guard, clad in the traditional black uniform, suddenly collapsed. Struggling to maintain his position on the catafalque, he stumbled and then fell forward, shocking the assembled crowd.
That fall was pretty brutal. It was a full face plant right on the ground.
Gasps echoed through the hall as the fallen guard rose again, only to falter once more. Swiftly, nearby guards and first responders rushed to his aid, whisking the stricken guard away from the scene. The household division, the sovereign's bodyguard, and the yeoman warders of the Tower of London, among others, took turns in a meticulously organized rotation, ensuring a continuous vigil by the Queen's side. Every 20 minutes, a fresh set of guards stepped in, unwavering in their commitment to honor their monarch. For 10 days leading up to the funeral, the British royal family, alongside millions of citizens from across the UK, had the opportunity to bid their farewells to Queen Elizabeth. It was a meticulously planned ceremonial procession that spanned the length of the nation, beginning in Scotland and concluding in the heart of London. Throughout the procession and the subsequent funerary events, ancient traditions were upheld, paying homage to the rich history and heritage of the British monarchy. Despite the momentary disruption caused by the guards' collapse, the spirit of reverence and respect prevailed throughout the proceedings. Number 14. Unruly Horse Incident. A spirited horse from the King's Guard stationed at Buckingham Palace took its protection duties very seriously when a tourist ventured too close for comfort. Caught on video, the moment was anything but mundane as the horse swiftly clamped down on a woman's ponytail while she innocently posed for a photograph at the Horse Guards parade. Ridden by a soldier from the Blues and Royals, the vigilant animal stood next to a sign that sternly warned visitors, "Beware, horses may kick or bite." In the footage, the horse swiftly turned its head towards the unsuspecting woman, who had her back turned to the majestic creature. Without hesitation, it seized her hair, causing her to whirl about wildly until she managed to free herself and retreat in a flustered hurry. In a separate but equally startling incident involving the same horse, another tourist received a nip on the shoulder while her companion attempted to capture a photograph. The reactions were as varied as they were vivid. Both tourists, understandably taken aback by the unexpected encounter, stared in disbelief, one with her mouth agape and a hand clutching her chest, while the other backed away cautiously, eyes wide with astonishment. In stark contrast, the soldier atop the horse seemed unperturbed by the commotion caused by his equine companion's unexpected behavior. These peculiar occurrences unfolded mere weeks after another member of the King's Guard was forced to intervene when a tourist made not one, but two attempts to lay hands on the reins of his horse. At the heart of this spectacle lies the King's Life Guard, a tradition upheld by soldiers of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment at the historic Horse Guards Parade. Dating back to the restoration of King Charles II in 1660, this ceremonial duty holds significant historical and cultural importance. The Household Cavalry, often revered as the protectors of the monarch, embodies the union of the two most esteemed regiments in the British Army, the Life Guards and the Blues and Royals. Number 13. A Royal Mishap. In 2015, during the daily changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace, there was a moment that stole the show, and not in a good way. Imagine a Queen's Guard, all stoic and majestic in his uniform, suddenly losing his footing. Yep, he took a tumble right in front of everyone. Now, this wasn't just any stumble. It happened smack dab in the middle of the bustling crowd, around early in the morning. Tourists, eager to witness the regal spectacle, whipped out their cameras faster than you could say cheese. And one lucky tourist, David Mead, ended up capturing the whole debacle on film. David, bless his heart, couldn't believe his luck. "I didn't expect anything like this to happen. He went flying," he exclaimed later. And oh boy, did the crowd react. Gasps echoed through the air as the poor guard hit the ground. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of wallowing in embarrassment, our gallant guard showed true grit. He picked himself up with lightning speed, dusted off his uniform, and soldiered on. And get this, he did it all with a straight face. No grimace, no giggle, just pure professionalism. A moment of unexpected hilarity amidst the pomp and circumstance of Buckingham Palace. Number 12. Guards near fall during ceremony. During the bustling changing of the guard ceremony at Buckingham Palace, a Coldstream Guard experienced a moment of awkwardness that drew the attention of spectators. Amidst the grandeur of central London, the soldier, along with his comrades, marched with purpose from the regimental barracks towards the Queen's official residence. As the procession unfolded, a stumble disrupted the otherwise flawless march. The soldier, momentarily losing his footing, teetered precariously, his rifle and bearskin hat nearly slipping from his grasp. Cameras clicked and video recorders whirred as onlookers captured the unexpected moment. The crowd erupted into a mix of gasps and nervous laughter as the guard, with a swift recovery, managed to regain his balance and resume his place in the formation. Cheers of relief echoed through the gathered spectators, relieved that the soldier had avoided a potentially embarrassing fall. Chaz Baharat, one among the amused crowd, recounted the incident, describing how the guard stumbled forward before hastily readjusting his steps to prevent a tumble. With a mix of sympathy and amusement, he noted the soldier's quick reflexes in retrieving his rifle and bearskin hat, which had momentarily escaped his grasp. Elena Larison, a tourist from Denmark, shared in the sentiment, expressing regret that such a mishap occurred but finding humor in the situation. She acknowledged the guards' dedication to maintaining their pristine uniforms, but couldn't help but chuckle at the soldier's momentary misstep. After the brief interruption, the guard seamlessly rejoined his fellow Coldstream Guards, their synchronized steps resuming as they marched towards Buckingham Palace. Despite the hiccup, the ceremony proceeded with its customary pomp and precision. The iconic bearskin hats, worn by the Coldstream Guards, though emblematic of tradition and prestige, can pose challenges in extreme weather conditions. Crafted from the fur of Canadian black bears, these hats, with their hefty price tag of £650 each, are designed to endure for decades. However, the weight and insulating properties of the bearskin hats can prove burdensome, particularly on warm days. The rigorous training regimen undergone by Coldstream Guards sets them apart from regular infantry units. With 30 weeks of instruction, including specialized training in drill and ceremonial procedures, these soldiers are prepared for the demands of guarding the monarch and participating in ceremonial events. Number 11. Queen's Guard punches tourist. In 2015, a peculiar incident unfolded, capturing the attention of social media users far and wide. The scene: a man, garbed in what appeared to be the traditional uniform of a Queen's Guard soldier, stood stoically amidst the bustling streets. Dressed in the iconic red coat and donning the towering black bearskin hat, he embodied the solemnity of his duty. Amidst the throng of passers-by, a tourist seized the opportunity to inject a bit of levity into the scene. With whimsical abandon, he engaged in a robotic dance routine directly in front of the immovable guard. The spectacle attracted onlookers, their curiosity piqued by the unusual display. Yet, the jovial atmosphere quickly soured as the situation took an unexpected turn. Another bystander, perhaps sensing the potential for trouble, attempted to defuse the situation. "Listen, listen," he implored, urging the tourist to show respect for the guard's solemn task. However, before calm could be fully restored, chaos erupted. In a startling display of aggression, the purported guard lashed out with a swift, powerful punch, sending the unsuspecting tourist tumbling to the pavement below. Gasps of shock rippled through the crowd as the man lay prone, his antics abruptly halted by the forceful blow. As the video of the incident circulated online, it quickly garnered attention, amassing thousands of views on Facebook alone. Yet, amid the viral sensation, skepticism arose regarding the authenticity of the scene. Observant viewers noted discrepancies in the guard's attire, suggesting that the uniform may have been a mere replica, lacking key details, such as the distinctive white belt and the strap securing the bearskin hat. Furthermore, keen-eyed critics pointed out the absence of the guard's ceremonial rifle, further casting doubt on the legitimacy of the encounter. Number 10. Woman clashes with King's Guard. A woman caused a scene when she confronted a King's Guard while he was on duty. The incident, captured on TikTok, gained widespread attention. In this inappropriate moment with royal guards, a blonde woman holding a blue can of Pringles stood uncomfortably close to the guard at the Horse Guards parade, disregarding the space others were giving. This incident adds to the list of inappropriate moments with royal guards. Despite being asked by a foot guard to step back as he passed to salute his comrades, the woman persisted, encroaching even closer to the mounted guard. Ignoring the guard's previous warning, she obstructed his path upon his return, prompting him to physically guide her aside, which provoked her anger.
He asked you to move.
I've got a broken arm and I moved.
Yeah, you didn't. You stayed there. He asked you to move and you didn't do it.
In a futile attempt to garner sympathy from onlookers, she pushed her Pringles can into the guard and claimed injury, displaying her sleeve as evidence. Despite a police officer's polite request for her to depart, she continued berating both the guard and the officer until eventually relenting. The incident underscores the importance of respecting the duties of the King's Guards, whose primary responsibility is to safeguard the entrances of St. James's Palace and Buckingham Palace, irrespective of obstacles. On TikTok, many users echoed the sentiment, emphasizing the need for civility towards the guards and criticizing the woman's behavior, some even advocating for her arrest. Such confrontations are not uncommon at the Horse Guards parade, where tourists occasionally disregard warnings, disrupting the guards' operations. Number 9. Awkward encounter. A tourist visiting Buckingham Palace had an uncomfortable run-in with a Queen's Guard while trying to snap a photo. As she and her stepson posed near one of the guards on horseback, the soldier suddenly yelled at her to keep her hands off the horse's reins.
Step back from the Queen's lifeguard! Not touch the reins!
A video capturing the incident quickly went viral, showing the guard sternly warning the tourist to stay back, leaving her visibly startled. The stepson, Ethan, wasted no time sharing the video on TikTok with a blunt caption: "We will never return to London after this incident." The post sparked a lively debate online, with some sympathizing with the guard, emphasizing that the Queen's Guard is not there for show but as part of the military. Comments flooded in, echoing the sentiment that tourists should understand and respect the duties of the guards. One person recalled being granted permission to touch the reins for a photo after asking politely. Others chimed in, stating that the guards have a job to do and shouldn't be treated like attractions. Users passionately stressed the importance of maintaining a respectful distance from the Queen's Guard and refraining from any actions that could disrupt their duties. The incident served as a reminder to visitors that these guards are soldiers first and foremost, tasked with protecting important sites like Buckingham Palace. The lively discussion on social media highlighted the need for tourists to approach such iconic locations with respect and understanding. Number 8. Tourist slaps horse. A viral video shows a King's Guard shouting at a tourist who slapped his horse, sparking debate over who was at fault. The incident captured on camera depicts a King's Life Guard reprimanding a young woman who repeatedly slapped a horse's muzzle. The woman, dressed in a white and blue coat, posed for a photo with a soldier stationed at Horse Guards Parade in London's Whitehall. As the horse moved its muzzle closer to her shoulder, she brazenly slapped it on the nose multiple times before grinning for the camera and returning her hands to her pockets. Despite the horse's attempts to move away, the woman persistently slapped it. The soldier became visibly agitated after the third slap and shouted, "Stand back," while the horse stamped its feet. Another guard arrived, yelling even louder, causing startled tourists to make way for him. The footage of the incident circulated on social media, sparking mixed reactions on TikTok. While many agreed that the woman deserved criticism for distressing the horse and disregarding warning signs, some defended her actions. They argued that tourists should respect the guard's work and expressed concern about the lack of intervention from the crowd after the first slap. However, some users sided with the tourist, claiming that the guard's response was excessive. They suggested that the horse was attempting to bite her, and her actions were a common way to redirect its behavior. Others denied that she slapped the horse at all and criticized the guards for failing to control the animal's proximity to the girl. Number 7. Girl encounter with guard. A viral clip where we witness a rather tense encounter involving a girl and the Queen's Guard. It's a bit of a pickle to determine who's at fault. Folks are bustling around, trying to capture the perfect shot with these imposing guards who are marching about. It's all jolly good fun, until one lass decides to get a tad too cozy with one of the guards. Now hold your horses, because what happens next is a tad unexpected. The guard, perhaps feeling a bit encroached upon, gives her a little nudge. Cue the gasps and murmurs. Some folks reckon the guard was a bit out of line for pushing her, but let's not overlook the fact that she was practically treading on his toes. It's a classic case of misunderstanding, really. The girl might not have realized that these aren't just statues. They're flesh and blood soldiers with a job to do. Imagine mistaking them for mere museum pieces. Oh, the horror. But here's the kicker. The guard didn't actually shove her. Nope, she just got a bit of a fright and scampered off. Bless her heart. And let's not forget, these guards have a schedule to keep. They're not just strolling around for kicks. They've got a route to march, and they're sticking to it, come hell or high water. So, while it might seem like a storm in a teacup, this little incident serves as a reminder to us all. Respect the guards, folks. They're not there for our entertainment. They're on duty, keeping the peace and protecting the realm. Let's give them the space they need to do their job, eh? Number 6. Laughter incident. The Royal Guards usually don't laugh because they have strict rules to follow. It's hard for them to keep a serious face, especially when something funny happens. Recently, there was a moment where a guard laughed while he was on duty, and now people are worried he might lose his job because of it. What happened was that there was an American tourist who started joking with the guard, saying they were old friends. The whole thing got recorded on camera and went viral on Reddit. Many people think the guard was in trouble right from the start because he couldn't stop himself from laughing. The video starts with the tourist claiming he'd known the guard for 30 years, and the guard just looks at the camera, not sure what to do. The tourist keeps making up stories, saying they went to school together and even learned martial arts as kids. He joked about how quiet the guard was in school, saying he'd just nod instead of talking. The tourist's friends joined in, laughing and adding to the jokes.
What's your name? No. What? Is that a name? Shake of a head is not a name. Please say your name.
The guard tried to stay serious, but he couldn't help but smile a little. Eventually, he broke into a full smile, unable to keep up the serious act. The tourist and his friends laughed even harder, and the guard quietly chuckled as they walked away. People on Reddit felt sorry for the guard, saying he had a nice smile, but that he was fighting a losing battle from the start. They noticed how he got redder as the video went on, trying to stay professional but struggling. Some people even said that guards could get fined or fired just for laughing because the rules are so strict. They mentioned that guards aren't even allowed to catch themselves if they faint from the heat. They have to just fall down. Now, let's delve into today's subscribers pick, where we explore unsettling encounters with the King's Guard horses. Tourists have encountered various unnerving situations, from children being nipped to tourists reprimanded for inappropriate behavior near Buckingham Palace, soldiers. In a recent hair-raising, inappropriate moment with the Royal Guards immortalized on camera, a tourist in London experienced quite the shock when he got too close to a King's Guard horse. The scene unfolded at the Horse Guards parade near St. James's Park, where an unsuspecting man found himself in the company of a majestic black steed. As two tourists posed for a photo, blissfully unaware, the tranquil scene was disrupted when the horse suddenly took notice of their proximity. With lightning speed, the horse dipped its head and delivered a swift nip to the man's jacket, leaving him startled and his companion in disbelief. This incident mirrors a similar occurrence shared on TikTok just the month prior, where a child was allegedly bitten by a King's Guard horse. As the concerned father comforts his child, the camera pans to a nearby sign bearing a clear warning: beware. Horses may kick or bite. Thank you. These incidents underscore the importance of respecting the boundaries of royal guards and their equine companions. Maintaining a safe distance and adhering to posted warnings is not only a matter of etiquette, but also crucial for personal safety. As we reflect on these encounters, it prompts us to consider what measures can be taken to ensure the safety of both tourists and royal guards. How can visitors better understand and respect the duties and limitations of these esteemed guardians? Let us know your thoughts. Number 5. Old Palace. In the bustling streets near the bay, amidst the laughter of tourists and the rhythm of everyday life, a remarkable incident unfolded, shining a spotlight on the unwavering discipline of the Royal Guards. Imagine a group of teenagers, their laughter echoing through the air, seeking a bit of adventure. Spotting a Royal Guard marching with precision, they decide to inject some fun into the scene. They block his path, thinking it's all a big joke. But this guard, straight out of a movie scene, remains steadfast. Trained for all sorts of challenges, from standing still for hours to handling cheeky troublemakers, he calmly commands the teens to move aside. However, the teens, lost in their amusement, pay no heed. They giggle, thinking it's part of the show. Undeterred, the guard steps up, his movement swift yet subtle. It's a silent assertion that he means business, that this is no laughing matter. With a gentle nudge, he clears the path, and the teens scatter, their laughter fading into the background. This moment transcends mere duty. It's a lesson in respect and boundaries. The Royal Guards, with their striking uniforms and polished boots, are more than mere ceremonial figures. They are guardians of order and tradition, committed to upholding their responsibilities even in the face of playful defiance. They are not relics of a bygone era, but living embodiments of discipline and readiness. Their stoic expressions belie their dedication and resolve. Number 4. Pigeon Encounter. Once more, the King's Guard left bystanders chuckling as they took on a pair of pigeons, causing a pavement blockade outside Buckingham Palace. Exiting the palace gates, the guards didn't hesitate to assert their authority, booming out a hearty "make way" at the feathered offenders. Their voices echoed through the air, startling the pigeons into a fluttering frenzy as they hastily vacated the area. With the path clear once more, the guards resumed their stately march down the pavement. Despite the popular belief that they're mere tourist attractions, it's important to remember that the King's Guard comprises elite soldiers tasked with safeguarding the monarch and royal properties. Unfortunately, disrespectful tourists often provoke them, leading to interventions by armed police. However, this time, it was all in good fun for royal enthusiasts, who found the encounter highly entertaining. Social media buzzed with reactions, with users delighting in the pigeon's unexpected departure and speculating about the contents of the guard's mysterious black briefcase. Although the King's Guard usually maintains a professional distance from the public, they're not afraid to assert their authority when necessary, whether it's through loud commands or the display of their bayonets. Number 3. Child knocked down by Royal Guard. A Royal Guard stationed at the Tower of London inadvertently toppled a child who had strayed into his path, leading to an unfortunate incident that garnered widespread attention on social media platforms. The episode, captured on video and disseminated anonymously on TikTok before being reported by media outlets like Lad Bible, unfolded against the backdrop of the tower's historical significance, drawing the gaze of curious onlookers and tourists. In the footage, which swiftly circulated online, 2 stoic royal guards were seen executing their solemn duty of patrolling the iconic London landmark, their disciplined strides punctuated by the occasional glance from intrigued spectators. However, amidst the serene procession, chaos momentarily erupted when the unsuspecting child, perhaps enthralled by the solemnity of the guards or simply unaware of the imminent danger, veered directly into the trajectory of one of the marching soldiers. The consequence was swift and unforgiving. The child was unceremoniously knocked to the ground by the force of the guard's movement, his small frame unable to withstand the impact. Despite the guard's efforts to prevent further harm by lifting his leg and vocally signaling his presence, the momentum of his march carried him forward. Gasps of disbelief reverberated through the gathered crowd as they bore witness to the distressing spectacle. Yet amidst the flurry of commotion, the child exhibited remarkable resilience, swiftly rising to his feet, seemingly unaffected by the fall. Number 2. Karen versus Guard. On a busy, sun-kissed day, Karen strolls toward a historic site, flanked by stern-faced royal guards in their iconic uniforms. These aren't just ornamental figures. They're the real deal, keeping a hawk-eyed watch on everything around them. But here comes Karen, seemingly oblivious to the "do not cross" signs clearly marking the boundary. Brushing off warnings like confetti, Karen saunters toward a guard who, despite his usual stone-faced demeanor, musters the courage to issue a stern caution.
Get off the road!
But Karen, on a mission for the ultimate selfie, isn't fazed one bit. She inches closer to the guard's horse, her eyes gleaming with determination, ignoring the whispers of potential danger in the air.
Get up!
Now, here's the kicker. Petting those majestic horses, big no-no. It's not just about rules, it's about safety, folks. These steeds may look calm, but they're not keen on strangers poking around. And when Karen reaches out, you can practically feel the tension crackling like static electricity. But hold on tight, folks, because this isn't just any old scene. It's a showdown between duty and defiance, a clash of wills that puts the guards' patience and discipline to the ultimate test. Yet, amidst the chaos, the guard remains an epitome of composure, reminding us all of the gravity of his duty. Karen's little misadventure highlights the tightrope these professionals walk every day, balancing order, security, and the occasional selfie-seeking renegade. Number 1. Crossing boundaries. When someone forgets that royal guards aren't there for high fives or selfies, things can get awkward really fast, just like what happened with Dave. Dave, thinking he was being a real comedian, decided to cozy up a bit too close to one of these stoic guardians. Imagine this. Dave, with a mischievous glint in his eye, extends his hand to give a friendly pat on the back to one of these serious-looking guards. Harmless fun, right? Wrong. Faster than you can say royal protocol, the guard steps back, a stern look on their face,
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
and firmly instructs Dave to back off, making it crystal clear that their personal space is strictly off-limits. This encounter is a glaring reminder that these guards mean business and aren't just there for show. They take their jobs seriously, and part of that includes maintaining a respectable distance from enthusiastic tourists like Dave. It's not about being unfriendly, it's about sticking to the rules that come with the prestigious position they hold. We hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.